Hey everybody, welcome back. It's JP with Max Tr3 Revival. Thanks so much for following along in my two-part series on something should have probably taken me one day, but I'm getting figured out. So I got some other items that I want to try and have no particular order for it, but I'll share that with you. I usually keep a list. I got the board right here with nothing on it. I haven't made a list in quite a while. So here's what I got. I got a bunch of tabs and stuff. I was looking at, I got some parts for the inner fenders right down there. Got to clean up some area to do that, move some stuff around, probably take the wheel off, lift up. I've also got a ton of messed up cage nuts. I want to straighten some metal out, but these need to be redone. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to be able to fit the fender on when I get this inner fender mount on to make sure my hood and everything's aligned before I start welding it back to the inner fender. And then I've got some replacement metal for the lower panel right here. I think that's the B post and the to tie this all in. I got some repair spots that need to be done here as well. Save you a little bit of time. I'll make my list. We'll hang it up on the board and then see where we can get started. So here's what I came up with. Inner fender repair, cage nuts, lower B post, order metal. I'm gonna need some replacement metal that's a little heavier gauge for the inside of that, where it's all bubbled out for that inner fender mount. And I want some kind of a paint holder organizer. And this is just, trying to get myself in a better spot. So saved you a little bit of the work there, getting all this stuff off. This hole down here, I mean, it's still good shape, but I might just use the backer and fill it in a little bit. These up here, this was quite wavy. I straightened it out a bit, but doesn't need to be perfect. It's on the inner seal, or inner structure. I'm probably gonna pick some of this seam sealer out so I can put something back in. I was missing the cage nut down here. But one thing I noticed about these is they have a little lip on them right here, so you can't really get them flush. A little different design, a little bigger than the other ones too. So might just trim them back just a little bit and take that edge off on the front there, and that way it'll sit all the way in. I've got a 1/4x28 tap, so I've just been tapping them out. Alright, so just a quick little bit on what I'm doing. If you'll notice on the replacement ones here, they have this lip. And that lip is supposed to, I guess, center it in the hole, but with the holes that I got, they're not this size. So I've opted to take the edge off here and then round the corners. And the reason why I rounded the corners was the original ones were kind of shorter and rounded off. So I wanted to make them kind of similar. So also, and to simulate plug welds, I'm just punching them and drilling probably a little bigger than an eighth, maybe closer in between eighth and a quarter. I think it's 11/16. Then plug welding them from the back side. So got a bunch more to go, but that's just the plan, and what I chose to do seems to be working out pretty good. All right, so a little progress. So I'm using just a little, I think this was one of the parts for the front end on the head extra. I'm just using that as a, spacer to hold everything in place. I drill some holes still in the back of this. I got that one installed. I think that's for the dimmer switch. This, too thin. I was trying to fix it. So it looks like I'll be putting a small patch in there. So I'm gonna map out where that hole is. And then I got this pretty much straightened up. And I got two more of cage nuts ready to go. So I'll put those up. They'll be flush. They'll fit. Hey, so I got a couple things going on I've been working on. Then I mapped out where the hole was. Just a piece of cardboard behind here. Poked it through so I know my distance. Cut the bad piece out. Got a new piece formed up. And, reuse what you got. This looks familiar. It was part of my battery box. Figured that metal was pretty much the same thickness, so just cut a piece and cleaned up the edges. And now I'm gonna try to tack it in. Once I get it tacked in and dressed up, I got a couple more I gotta put back in, such as up here. And I just have to re-drill the hole right there for the bottom piece and put that one in. Little weld through primer, paint it up, and then I want to come back in and clean this a little bit or wheel it up or brush it or something, and then put a little more seam sealer in there. I got this patched up. I'm just gonna wait before I re-drill it. I've got one of the seals for the inside fender part here. It's in one of the boxes, so I just want to line that up, make sure I'm on the correct hole for that. It's just a piece that's on the inside here and has a rubber weather stripping on it. So I got the two upper ones here, and I'm looking at this right here. This hole in the bottom here is awful close to the edge. So I may have to trim a little bit to get that cage nut on there. So checking these and tapping them and making sure they were serviceable, not stripped, whatever else. I noticed there's an awful lot of play, a whole lot more than what you're seeing right now. I mean, I want them to float a little bit, but they just seem to be really moving around a lot. So what I did was I went back and kind of crimped them side to side, top to bottom, and then front to back a little bit. So there's a little bit less play. Still got some movement in there, so when I go to put everything back on, should be good. I chased that patch right there for quite a little too long until I got my settings right. I think my wire speed was just way off. So once I got that dialed in, on the thinner stuff, I'm at about a 1, and on the thicker stuff, I'm closer to a 2. All right, well, I think that's a wrap for this go round. I spent way too much time on some of this stuff, but getting a little quicker with the welding. I got the cage nuts in up here. I've got the piece repaired on the bottom down here. I skinnied up the one that I needed down here. So I had to trim it here on this inside piece. I got that in. Got two more cage nuts that are already ready to be plug welded and waiting. I got my little tool ready to go. Got a little cleanup to happen. Appreciate everybody hanging along.
Hey, guess what?
And that's my wife.
Shut up.
So like I was saying, that's a wrap. I'm gonna just keep it like that for now. And then we'll flip to the other side. We'll just take you over here. Got a kind of a long weekend coming up for work, so we'll see. I guess they all have cage nuts. I don't know about this bottom hole. Chime in and let me know. Does that bottom hole get a cage nut or not? I see them up here, and these are all tore off. Does that bottom hole get a cage nut, or is that the other way around? One down here I'm missing, and then I can actually see part of it right there. At the end of doing all this work, you have all this going on, and it's just messy. And you got all this kind of stuff going on. So what you do, you pop your headphones on, get a little music, and start to pick it all up. And just like that, it's all done. So I got my work area cleaned up. I got my bench kind of straight. Picked up what you got here. Just a little bit of tool organization, put most everything away that I've been using the past couple days. Just want to say thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one.